Getting ready to go to the range. Don't forget these things, otherwise it could be a short day. What's going on, guys? G2 here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I'm glad to see ya. So the range in my area, I just moved a couple years ago, so the range in my area has been closed for almost a year. DNR was doing a whole bunch of rework to it, changing out berms, pulling brass, projectiles, all that stuff that they needed to do for environmental safety, I suppose. But the range opened up about a month ago. So today is the day. Now, I'm sorry, I'm talking loud. I'm not realizing it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're getting ready. We're going to head out to the range, first light, and we'll be able to video some content that I know you guys are waiting for. But I thought this was a good time, better than any, to kind of go through, like, what's in my range bag? What do I bring? What have I learned? What have I forgotten? That, you forget one little thing and your whole range day is shot to hell, and you might as well just pack it up and head on home. So we're still kind of warming up right now. Shout out to Buc-ee's for my Buc-ee's coffee mug, getting me going this morning. So the first thing I want you to think about is obviously the weather. So today's supposed to be nice. It's going to be like 65 in the morning, and we'll probably be there about 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours. We'll be done by noonish, I would say. So it's going to top around 80 at noon. So dress appropriately, right? If it's going to rain and it's not covered, bring stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be shooting in the rain personally, but you do you. If it's going to be hot, bring some water, unless of course your range is one of those ranges that have all that stuff there for you. Mine does not. The other thing to think about is clothing, and I learned this almost the hard way, is wear bright clothing. So I've got this, the video is not really doing it justice, at least from the screen. This is like turquoise blue shirt that I'm going to be wearing today, and I do that specifically for when I am downrange, people can see me. Don't trust that other people know that you're down there. I'm there by myself, I'm shooting, having a great time. I go down to the range to collect my targets, and then as I'm down there, I see someone setting up, right? Don't assume that they see an empty bench and they know that you're on the range. Some ranges have flags that denote a cold and a hot range. Always err on the side of caution. You don't want to be downrange when the bullets start going. So let's head over to the garage where we can be a little bit louder, not wake up the missus and the dog who's passed out here. And I'll show you exactly what we got going on. Here we go. So this is kind of everything that I take when I go out to the range. Obviously, we have our rounds. Today's easy because we're shooting 223 all day long, so I only need to bring 223. Targets, naturally. Since we're going to be shooting the 700 today, the range goes out to 200 yards. So I did bring my spotting scope. Don't forget your ear pro and your eye pro. As kind of like a best practice for me, my ear pro and eye pro are always in my vehicle. I never forget it. I've got extra eye protection, and I've got the earplugs in there in case someone comes with me and they're bonehead and they forget their stuff. The second thing I've got here is kind of my 2 boxes. Now they kind of have different things in each. I'll just go through them quickly. So this one is kind of my cleaning box. I've got a deck of cards, and this is not in case it rains and we get bored. This is actually, I use these cards for target practice. So once I get kind of zoned in, I will pull out, cards, and I will shoot the cards at the range. And I think this is like a perfect, at 100 yards, if you can hit a playing card, you're on point. At 200, you're striping it. So I'll put it out there. I'll put 10 cards in there, and I'll try to make my best poker hand with the 10 cards that are out there. It's just kind of like a little game that I play with myself, and it really helps you with if you're going into precision shooting or anything like that. It's a nice little game to play. We have hex wrenches here, Allen wrenches, toothbrush, lighter, chamber indicator, some cleaning tools. We have an adjustment windage if you are one of those guys who do iron sights with your ARs, windage tool. Can't tell you how many times I have loaned this out at the range. Then in here we've just got our cleaning stuff. Nothing fancy, special, just our brushes, our jags, all of that stuff is in here. Boar snakes, CLP, frog lube. Here's some of those extra ear pro that I was talking about for people who forget it. Got a utility knife because you never know. And this is kind of my cleaning box. Always comes with me. This one over here is kind of my range setup box. Got some more brushes, frog lube in there. And then we've got our Wheeler laser bore sight that we use when we're sighting in. Some gloves, another chamber indicator, some rags. We've got more Allen wrenches. We have Torx wrenches. Staple gun to staple your targets up. This thing, again, I should charge $1 every time I let someone use this at the range. We've got some grease, screwdriver. This is a multi-screwdriver. It's got all the different bits on there from flathead to Phillips, number 2s all the way down to number 3s, 1s, the whole sizes are in there. Got some tape, more staples, right, obviously. And this is kind of what I use when I go to set up my targets. I'll bring this down with me. Other thing, this is actually a really cool tool. So this is a 20-in-1 gun tool. I actually did a review on this. Actually, if you want to check it out, you can check it out right here. Oil pen. Don't put Sharpies in here because they're going to dry out. Oil pens last forever. It's great for marking your targets. Never goes bad. Since we are shooting our little AR-15 here, this also goes suppressed and unsuppressed. Both of these use the same suppressor, so that's why we're bringing it. We've got our extra mags that we need. When I go and I'm shooting an AR, whether it's a new AR or one that I've had for years, I always bring a different variety of magazines. So we've got like a hex mag here, we've got a Lancer, we have a, this is another Lancer, mag pull. Just bring different magazines because you never know. Sometimes the rifles respond differently to different magazines. It's just the nature of the AR-15. The metal GI Colt mags, on the other hand, always work for some reason. So I have a little 10-rounder that I keep in my bag, and I use those specifically when I'm sighting in because it's hard if you're using a bench rest on a 20-round or a 30-round mag. Comes out too far. That little 10 one sits nice and low, so you can get a nice presentation and setup of your rifle when you're bench shooting to sight in. So this is what we're going to be shooting today. Now, how do I take this? So the one thing I think every shooter should invest in is a great range bag. Now, this one is made by 3 Pigeons. This bag is a 42-inch. So it will 100% fit full size 700, no problem, when I want to put it in there. And I'll show you in a second. It's got a ton of compartments on here. So we've got little ones here on the side, good for like your wallet, your cell phone, keys, things like that. In the front pouch, it's got MOLLE straps all around it. You can put carabiners in there to clip your ear pro, your eye pro, whatever it is you got going on. Have it nice there in the front. It's got a nice full front pocket here. And I like this pocket for a number of reasons. One, we've got more storage back here, mesh storage, so you can see what's in there for whatever it is you want. We've got little Velcro storage here. Great for pistols. If I was going to go shoot pistols, traditionally I would have my own pistol range bag. But with this, you can fit 2 mid-sized pistols like 19s, Glock 19s, or anything smaller in there. You can definitely fit a full frame in here and a full frame in here, so it could fit anywhere from 2 to 4 pistols right in here. This is also great for magazines. But for today, it is going to be used, and this is why I love this thing, to hold my spotting scope. Because this is just one more thing to carry. And this thing fits absolutely perfect right in my front. of my pocket. Before we open this guy up, and you can see, this also has 3 modes of carry. So you have your handle carry, like your traditional carry bag. It has a strap on it, so if you want to sling it over a shoulder, but it also has a backpack as well, and it's got drag handles or pickup handles. Molly straps here on the back. I like the backpack here. My range, it's not a terribly long walk from the parking lot to the line, but today we probably could use the sling or the handle. But if you're doing something like, you're going out, like literally going out on a hunt or something like that, having the backpack on there, game changer. Let's open this up and you can see the inside. So we have 2 separate compartments here, right? So one is going to house my 700, just like so. Now, here's another tip for you guys too. When you are loading your range bag, always know what side is front. And what I mean by that is just its general gun safety. You always want to make sure you're walking with the barrel down the line. Even though everything is unloaded, it's just good practice. So for me, when I know I'm going to be carrying this, I'm going to be carrying it most likely this way. So that would mean this is the front of my rifle. So we will use the little patch here as a designator. And we'll set up our rifle bag accordingly. So we'll set this guy in here, in the pouch. Got that. Nice straps here to hold it in place. This one I'll put under the scope because I don't want to put any tension on the scope. And this is done, this side. Now over here, we've got significantly smaller firearm, right? So we can just as easily, using the same principle, knowing this is our front, put this guy in here, like so. And he's not going anywhere, right? So here we are. We're all packed up. We can honestly probably put this on. Okay, so that's good. Now we can strap this guy up. Oopsie daisy. Okay, this guy is ready to go. Now, finish it off here. We'll throw our magazines into one pouch in the front. Then we'll throw all of our rounds into the other pouch. Up front, you can see it didn't look like it would hold that whole thing, but it does. Backpack would be a really nice move on this. It's always better to have it and not need it than need it and wish you had it, naturally. So again, bag is made by 3 Pigeons. If you're interested in one, you can use my code and get 10% off your purchase. Link will be in the description below. And check them out. They have 42 inch, you have a shorter 36 inch, all kinds of shooting accessories, storage solutions, and things like that, all on their website. So until next time, make sure that you practice safe weapon handling and treat every weapon as if it was loaded. God bless America. G2 out.